Most people, when they call us and they're looking for protection for their car, that's really all they know. They just want to protect their car, the finish of their car, the paint of their car. And so the conversation goes something like this. Hey, I was calling to see how much for that ceramic PPF, or for that ceramic coating, or for that plastic protective coating, you name it. Grandma's couch cover for my car, stuff like that we've heard, obviously, as a joke. But the first question our sales staff is trained to ask is, okay, well, what's the goal? Why are you looking for protection for your car? And the reason that's important is because these two products do two totally different things. And there's a lot of misinformation on the internet, fake news, about both of these, and we're here to sort of set the record straight. So we've been doing this since 2011, at least we've been tinting, and then shortly after that, I think it was 2013, we started installing paint protection film, and then about a year or so after that, we got into ceramic coatings. We used to do detailing and polishing, stuff like that as well. If you tell us that your goal is to protect your car from rock chips and scratches and things like that, swirl marks in the paint, chances are what you really need is paint protection film. But what you might think that you need is a ceramic coating. We like to be very, very clear about the expectations to our customers because we learned the hard way that if you're not, or even if we are misled a little bit by maybe a manufacturer, like what happened early on in the days of ceramic coating, we will tell the customer the wrong thing, they will be very unhappy a month later, and if they don't yell at us, best case scenario is they don't come back. Well, that doesn't do well for us, so we wanna make sure that up front you know exactly what you're getting, what the product does and what it doesn't do. Let's start with PPF. PPF is what I've got in my hand, and this is a piece off of the roll. It's got a backing paper with adhesive on it. This is sticky. It's like a giant roll of clear tape, to put it mildly. It's clear, not crystal clear, until it's installed. Once it's installed, it's almost invisible. Now, this is one of the differences between a ceramic coating and paint protection film. Ceramic coating is invisible. There are no edges. It does not crack off or peel off or anything like that. A paint protection film, which is what Aaron's installing right here on this BMW, if you look hard enough, you're going to find it because it's a very thick physical barrier. It's either 8 mils or 10 mils thick. And you can see this edge. This is in preparation to be wrapped. So we're in the process of wrapping this around, and then we're going to use a torch to get this corner to hold really well. But on other panels, like the fenders, the bumper, places where you really can't wrap. So by this grill, for instance, if we tried to wrap inside of here, there's not enough paint on the other side of that to grab. And because PPF is so thick and so rigid, it doesn't want to hold around a radius. So if we tried to stop it right in the middle of this radius, it's going to peel. That sticky side is going to collect a bunch of dirt and debris, and it's going to look like a dirty line right on the edge of the material. Obviously, that's not ideal for anybody. We would have to warranty that eventually, and the customer is going to say, hey, this product is stupid. I didn't want it to look like this. So we don't want that to happen. So we have to stop just short of the panel. That's what makes PPF mostly invisible, because in all of the areas where the film is, it's pretty much completely invisible, but on those edges, if you're looking for it, you will see it. Now, on a car like a white car, if you're not taking care of the film and there becomes a dirt buildup on the edge, you may even see like an outline of where the film is. Again, usually that's from improper care and on really light colored cars, but it does happen. So why would somebody get this product then? Why get PPF at all if you can kind of see it, even though you really can't? Let me show you what I mean. The fender's done, the door's not. This is how invisible it is. So I don't want to mislead you guys and make you think that you're going to see PPF. You are absolutely not. But if you're looking for an edge and you know that there's film on there and you go like this and you say, I want to see this edge, you might see it. You won't even be able to catch what I'm talking about on camera. The beauty of PPF, though, is that it's really thick and provides really excellent protection against impacts. So it's a really flexible product. It's designed to absorb the impacts that a rock or a scratch or a branch or you name it. We have plenty of examples on our channel of things that hit cars, damage the film, and you just remove the film. It's like removing a second skin. And the paint underneath it is fine, or maybe it just needs a quick wipe down to remove some residue from adhesive, and then you're ready to go and install a new piece of film. Aftermarket paint is never as good as OEM paint. So for many cars, it's very important to protect that factory finish. Trying to match a color is very challenging. If you know what you're looking for, you can always tell if a car has been repainted. Paint protection film hopefully will help you eliminate that problem. So we typically do high impact areas. The hood, the bumpers, fender flares, and like the rocker panels often get done and maybe partway up the door. So everywhere that gets really beat up. Sometimes people will wrap the entire car. An added benefit of paint protection film is that micro scratches and swirl marks and stuff that you see when the sun hits your car and the side of it sort of lights up with all these little tiny scratches. Paint protection film won't do that because a high quality paint protection film like xpel has self-healing properties. Not all films do, but most do. Ceramic coating, on the other hand, this is where a lot of people call us and say, hey, I want that ceramic coating that stops rock chips. There is no such thing as a ceramic coating that stops rock chips. And at the beginning, early days of ceramic coating, there's a brand in particular that I won't mention that we used to use. They often advertised that a coating was durable and protected you from small rock chips and pitting and things like that. In my experience, that's just simply not true. We never sell a ceramic coating that way because of that. So why would somebody get a ceramic coating then? So it doesn't block rock chips, it doesn't stop scratches, really any more than your factory clear coat does. But it does help with environmental damage. So things like acid rain, staining from bird droppings, things like that, that's what is eliminated by a ceramic coating. Now, where some people might get confused and say it stops scratching, there is a little bit of truth to that, but it's almost a side effect of a ceramic coating. So when you think about a ceramic coating, think about a ceramic-coated non-stick pan. I think everybody knows what that is. It's a pan that you use in your kitchen, and when you go to clean it off, stuff cleans off really easily. What that translates to on a car is that grime, dirt from the road, tar, all that kind of stuff doesn't adhere to the paint as aggressively. It wipes off easily with a hand wash. That does not mean that you never have to wash the car again. It just means when you do, it's going to be pretty easy to do it, and drying off can happen much easier and oftentimes without ever touching it. You can probably hear behind me, well, right now you're hearing a vacuum, but earlier there was a blower. We use a blower to dry cars if it's ceramic coated because the water beads right off the car. It's very hydrophobic, like a wax, but like on steroids. So the reason that that stops scratching is because if you have, let's say we take this BMW and the whole front of the BMW is covered in bug guts. Now, those bug guts aren't going to just not be there with a ceramic coated car. If you run through a swarm of 500 bugs and they splatter on the front of your car, it's still gonna be there, right? I think common sense would tell you that. But cleaning it off means that you don't have to scrub the paint. You just have to wash it. And so your wash mitt with a good soap, you wipe over it one time and all of that stuff falls off. On non-ceramic coated car, you often have to really scrub it. And when you do that, it creates little micro scratches and things like that. You can often see where somebody really had to scrape at a bug on the front of a car because you can see those scratches. You don't have to worry about that with a ceramic coating. When you dry the car, a lot of people don't realize, but you're scratching the car when you dry it. Anytime you're touching a car, you're probably putting micro scratches into the surface of the car. The amount of time that you can minimize that, the less scratches that you'll have. If you're able to use air and you don't have to use a towel on the surface of the paint, the chances of scratching are much, much less. So sort of as a byproduct or a side effect of a ceramic coating, that's where you get the scratch resistance. It's not really resistance, it's just the fact that you're not doing the things that put those scratches there in the first place because the coating makes sure that you don't have to do that. Well, which one should I get? The answer is partially dependent on a couple things. Number one, your budget. Paint protection film is going to be a lot more expensive than a ceramic coating. If you want to do the entire car in paint protection film, depending on where you're located in the country and what kind of car you drive, it might be $5,000 for a Cybertruck. It might be $15,000 for a G63 Mercedes. So huge range, but either way, a lot more expensive than a ceramic coating to do the entire car. Most cars, if you're going to get the entire thing ceramic coated, you can expect to pay anywhere from $1,200 to $2,500, depending on where you're at in the country. So that budget plays into it, but the protection aspect of it too. If you're really concerned about rock chips, scratches, impacts, things like that that can really damage your paint, don't even think about the ceramic coating as a standalone solution. It just won't work. Paint protection film is what does that. So we would not like to sell you a product that will not solve your problem. If you're worried about chips and scratches, get PPF. On the flip side, ceramic coatings are really awesome too. They make cars super easy to wash and keep clean. The gloss and the depth of a ceramic coating, which I didn't mention yet, it's just incredible. The prep work that goes into that is a lot of polishing and paint correction to make sure there are no scratches on the paint before you install the coating. So when you pick your car up from a ceramic coating, it looks literally better than new. It will have less scratches on it than the day that you picked it up from the showroom floor, I promise. Even if you drive, or maybe especially, if you drive a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Rolls Royce, something super high-end, I promise you, those cars show up with scratches. We remove those scratches every single day on cars with less than 10 miles on them.
So now that we got the vehicle washed and prepped and ready for the paint correction, I like to go around and look at the paint and examine it with the light. And you can see, actually on this piano black, how from the factory it's just a little scratched up and nicked. And I did a test spot to see what would work there, and an orange pad and correction cream is going to work for this. I'll go around and I'll put spots on places where I just see a little bit of an imperfection in the paint, and that way I can chase it a little farther.
Your car will look better than new if you get it coated. Another thing people don't realize, and this is our most popular package that we sell here, PPF and ceramic coating can work together. You can do parts of the car with PPF. So for instance, some people will do the entire hood, bumper, fenders, mirrors, and maybe the rocker panels with film, then they'll ceramic coat the car. And the ceramic coating actually goes on top of the film. So you get those added benefits of easy to clean, super high gloss, all that kind of stuff on top of the film. And then we also polish the rest of the car and coat the rest of the car. We include the brakes, the brake calipers if they're painted. The wheels come off. We do the inside barrel of the wheel and the face of the wheels. So in a perfect world, people will do PPF and a ceramic coating. You can even wrap the entire car in PPF and ceramic coat on top of it. And that's a question we get all the time as well. Why on earth would you spend more money to protect your protection? And really, that's not what you're doing. Because they do two radically different things, the paint protection film is going to protect the paint from impacts. The ceramic coating is going to make it easy to wash and super glossy, and that's why they work so well together. If you want to understand a little bit more about the pros and cons of PPF, check out this video.